Hey, we're back right here at SFA News Live. Denise Purcell is with me. She's the director of content, editorial content for Specialty Foods Association. She puts together the magazine, does all kinds of stuff. We worked together years ago on Today Show segments where we would pull together all kinds of products, and she's the eyes and ears for trends. So she's been walking around with a group of trend spotters. We have some of the products with us. So, let's just start going through them.
Sure.
The mushroom sampler box. Now, you've got to tell me about this. I just want everybody to see this. This, to me, is really interesting. I happen to love mushrooms, but what's a mushroom sampler box?
Well, mushrooms, the trend spotters identified this as sort of an emerging trend, and we had our eyes open at the show to see how much more we would see.
So there's like all different kinds of like tea bags.
Well, that's exactly it. It's a drink. It's in powdered form.
Okay.
You can dissolve it with hot water. You could drink it as is, or you can mix it in with coffee, hot cocoa. This isn't the way it comes packaged for retail. This was just a sample they gave us to show.
Ooh.
But
something just dropped. Whatever.
But it's a hot drink. And
did you try it?
I did.
And what do you think?
It's a little earthy, but it's good. In coffee or hot cocoa, you don't really taste it at all. It just adds maybe a little bit of earthiness to it. But mushrooms, we're seeing them in drinks. We're seeing them in jerky. We're seeing them in teas, in chocolate even as an ingredient, because they've been used in Eastern medicine for a long time medicinally.
Yep.
And it's sort of catching on here that different mushrooms have different health benefits.
So do you think that we're getting to the point where we have a situation of, kombucha stepping aside a little bit and mushrooms are going to take over?
I don't know if they're going to take over, but the whole functional foods and kind of gut health, I think we need a better term for that, but things
absolutely.
like that. But especially the functional foods, I think, are continuing to grow. So you mentioned kombucha. Apple cider vinegar is all over the place too, in elixirs and in shot form and all of that. Also good for digestive health and a lot of the same things kombucha is. And now the mushrooms, that goes beyond digestive health. There are some that are good for brain function. There are some that are good for energy.
And I think brain health is going to be huge over the next couple of years.
Absolutely.
I'm seeing a lot of products here focused on it, a lot when it comes to trends. Well, show us what else you got.
Okay, so in no random order, regional Middle Eastern. So this is a company called Casablanca Market. It's a Moroccan company.
Love the name.
Yeah, run by women. They produce the products in Morocco with a women's co-op. So they're offering, a chance for them to earn a living wage, an economic opportunity, but they're using indigenous ingredients. So that's the harissa. They have preserved lemons, a special kind of lemon.
Red chili peppers, olive oil, lemon, and salt.
Mm-hmm. So it's Moroccan chili peppers. They have another one. I don't have an example of it, but it's...
Before you go to the next one, I'm seeing a lot more women-owned businesses here as well.
Yeah.
That's certainly a trend that I noticed.
Absolutely, and that's been growing over the years especially. And a lot of veteran-owned businesses,
Yes.
we're seeing more of that. So.
And I think what's interesting, unlike previous shows, and again, I think that what everybody needs to do is hashtag whatever you see with Food Innovation Nation.
Oh, yeah.
We are seeing a lot of innovation, and we're seeing it in the booths. It used to be if you were a women-owned company, you'd put it on your package, but you wouldn't, scream it out. Now everybody's screaming it out, whether it's organic, women-owned, B Corporation, non-GMO, verified, all that. I mean, that's all over the place.
Well, consumers want to know the story behind the companies. It makes
absolutely.
the brands kind of come to life for them, especially younger consumers. They're not as brand loyal as generations past. Your mom would buy Kleenex, so you buy Kleenex.
Right.
Nothing against Kleenex. But it's not so much about the brand. It's about the product, the quality, the people. They want to know there are people behind their food. They want to know where the ingredients came from.
And they want to meet them, and this whole era of transparency is huge. So what else do we got?
Okay, so we talked about the regional cuisine. The trend behind that is hummus, falafel. It's kind of mainstream now, but the trend spotters are saying we're going to have people digging more into region-specific cuisine, so the Moroccan products. Yes. There's another company doing sauces with sustainably farmed saffron from Afghanistan. Interesting stuff like that digs into the indigenous
I didn't even know that
ingredients.
saffron came from Afghanistan.
I didn't either until I, started to dig into this company a little bit. So it's an education process for consumers.
Yeah. And for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So. Now, this one is another interesting one. We talked about the apple cider vinegar.
Right.
That's Republic of Tea, and it's...
I love Republic of Tea. They always have so much innovation. They probably, I don't know how many years they've been around, but since we've been doing this.
And probably beyond.
Yeah, and the stuff is great. So this is apple cider vinegar.
So this is another kind of powdered shot form. But what they did is, the apple cider vinegar, a lot of it is you take it straight or you mix it with water. They've kind of cut into it a little bit with hibiscus and cranberry. But the reason this is...
So it actually tastes like something because for me, apple cider vinegar does not do it.
I don't mind it, but this does cut into the vinegar of it, But the trend here is apple cider vinegar, but it's also that this is sweetened with monk fruit and alternative sweeteners.
Monk fruit is flying off the shelves. There's huge opportunity there.
Monk fruit dates are another thing. We're seeing a lot of date syrups, dates being used to sweeten things.
And frankly, it's a lot better than companies using high fructose corn syrup or beet sugar. And especially to your point, with millennials and Generation Z, they don't want those ingredients. They want a much cleaner label.
Absolutely.
And monk fruit certainly is much cleaner than high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, and I think, specialty consumers are paying more attention to their sugar intake. Not that they're cutting it out completely. No. I think maybe they're saving it for when they really want to indulge and have a great chocolate or whatever,
That's exactly right.
But day to day, they're open to the alternative sweeteners.
So what else we got?
We have moringa is another one. Now this
moringa,
that's
organic moringa, superfood energy infusion, moringa vanilla oolong grape tea. Can you make that name brand any longer?
Moringa, though, is kind of poised to be the new superfood. You know how we were talking about turmeric a year ago? And turmeric's still around. It's not going anyplace. But moringa
I can open these, right? Or I'm just destroying display
No, you're fine.
Okay.
We brought a few extras.
The aroma.
It's a leaf, and it's being used in teas, in powdered in snack bars and things, but it's really high in antioxidants.
Wow, I love that aroma.
Yeah, the aroma's great. They've done some interesting flavors. And
I also love this kind of tea bag, where it's the mesh, where the tea leaves, the problem that your typical tea leaves have, or tea bags have, everything's compressed, so the tea really can't infuse into the water. But when you've got these tea bags with like this much space and so on, you really get the full flavor.
Yeah, and you can see it. You can see the leaves.
Wow. This is. Yeah, I would agree with you.
So we're going to be, I think, hearing more about moringa. It's got a lot of health properties, high in iron, antioxidants.
And I can definitely have the fragrance of vanilla. I don't have the fragrance of grape all that much in there, but vanilla certainly.
Yeah.
And we have more mushrooms.
Mushrooms are a thing. Mushroom jerky. These are mushroom chips.
These are mushroom chips.
So they're made from whole shiitake mushrooms.
Let me see if I can take this label off so you can see the...
Yeah, that's a sample, so it has the label on it.
You can't sort of like see it, but maybe you can see it.
Well, it's made from whole shiitake mushrooms.
Made from whole shiitake mushrooms, and it's mushroom chips.
Mushroom chips. It kind of hits on another trend besides mushrooms. It's root to stem is something we're seeing more. Seeing it in food service a lot, but here it's using the whole mushroom.
You want to try one?
Sure. Why not? Let's see.
And they're actually, they're not mushroom chips. Like in the chip form, they look like mushrooms. So they're little
like
tiny dried mushrooms. So that's, really kind of cool. And certainly it's a much healthier snack. If I look at, and again, we see non-GMO certified, 20 calories for 3 pieces, 1 gram of fat, obviously no sugars, dietary fiber in it. So, it's, and only 25 milligrams of sodium, which is great. You look at chips, typically they've got tons of sodium in them to make them flavorful.
And carrying on the whole healthier chips, we saw lentils and chickpeas and now mushrooms.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really... And this comes in different flavors or different varieties of mushrooms?
Comes in shiitake mushrooms with 3 different flavors.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this one is the...
That one is
spicy. Spicy. Was it spicy?
It wasn't spicy, no.
Wasn't spicy.
But it was savory.
Okay. So I think, one of the things with all these bag products, when they say spicy, you really got to shake it up.
Yeah.
Because the spices always fall to the bottom.
Yeah.
And last up, we've got two more. We've got skin rejuvenation collagen.
Yes.
Am I supposed to drink this?
You are supposed to, or maybe I'm supposed to drink it. I think it's more targeted for me as women.
So this is like the shape of a Yakult bottle. Mm-hmm. And what's it supposed to do?
Collagen is an emerging trend.
Right.
We saw it at the last show in a couple of snack bars, infused collagen, and now more in drinks. This is an example of it. It's meant for skin rejuvenation. Yeah. It's got some other benefits. They do a couple of different varieties that are good for sleep, that are good for energy. Huh. We have an area here called Taste Tomorrow,
right.
And those aren't products ready for market yet. They're being developed in universities. There is a sparkling tea there, also infused with collagen. So it's something we kind of see starting to trend. We're all getting older.
Well, and also, we saw it first with aloe.
Yeah.
Everybody thought of aloe when you get sunburn, that's what you use. And then a lot of beverages started putting in aloe because as much as we want to heal our bodies on the outside, we also need to heal our bodies on the inside from all the preservatives and additives and sodium and everything else that we've been consuming all these decades.
And the eating for health, the eating for beauty even, in the case with the collagen, it's starting to trend. Baby boomers, Gen Xers, millennials are starting to age.
Did you taste it? Did you try it?
I took a sip, yeah.
And
it was good. They have a flavored variety, a couple of flavor varieties.
Yeah.
It's one of these things where, similar to chocolates with probiotics in it, you don't taste the part that's good for you, or it's doing you some kind of benefit.
Oh, and it's I guess the color of collagen, which I guess I understand why they put this label on the product. It's not very.
It looks like a juice almost to me.
Yeah, it looks like a juice.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to help my skin here.
Well, we'll see.
It's actually very, very tasty. I did not expect it.
It's refreshing, right?
It's refreshing. It has a nice mouthfeel to it. Okay. And last up, we have...
now this one is interesting because plant-based, if you've walked around the show, I'm sure you saw
plant-based
is huge. That is, I'd say, the trend for 2018. Right. And so it's in meat alternatives, it's in, dairy alternatives, but some of it is sneaking into treats. Now this is a chocolate bar, dark chocolate, power bar, right? It's got 8 grams of algae protein.
Yeah.
Algae is starting to make its way into bars, into chocolates, into
oils. I mean, if you take a look at algae oil, is one of the best, healthiest oils that are there.
Yeah. And it's sustainable, which a lot of consumers, especially younger ones, care about now. They're looking for more sustainable alternatives, and they're willing to, kind of cut back on their meat consumption and work these into their diet.
And also, it has dark chocolate and 70% cacao, which is, really good chocolate.
Absolutely.
It's not just, a replacement for a candy bar. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Denise, you've done a great job.
Thank you.
As always, and we're going to look forward to these and a lot more in Specialty Foods Magazine. When does the show issue come out?
The show issue is here at the show, and it should be in the mail. People should be receiving it.
Great.
Yeah, the winter issue.
So you'll be able to see all these products. Again, if you're not here, make sure you visit us in the summer, the last week in June at the Jacob Javits Center for the Summer Fancy Food Show. You've seen these, almost 20,000 people here, all these products, 30 different countries. Wait, at Javits Center in New York, it's much bigger. There's 70 countries. It's a much bigger show, if you can imagine this. This is about the size of 3 football fields. It's this building, it's the North Building, and then there's another pavilion upstairs. Lots of great education, symposiums going on, everything that you need to know about food. And I don't want to use the word specialty food. This is exciting food. This is the future of food. This is food tomorrow. Again, the hashtag Food Innovation Nation. Use it. This is a movement that is really going to change food no matter where you buy, whether it's a convenience store, whether it's a supermarket, whether it's going to a restaurant. bottom line is the Fancy Food Show 2018 is just the beginning. We're going to see this stuff proliferate through the entire food chain. And make sure you log on to Specialty Food Association's website to see this, all these recorded interviews, great interviews like with Denise and with Ron, and really understand where the food movement is going, because it's not, it's not our parents, food industry. It's not the food industry that you and I first started in.
Yeah. A
lot of change in the past couple years, and the leadership that SFA has really given to these companies, to the retailers, is second to none. Going to take a break. We'll be right back with more after this.